thunderstorm. Can't interrupt nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can get your attention, please, ma'am, let's get this started and over with as quickly as we can. Linda.
What?
Sit down.
I'm sitting down, Mom.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoarse and can't hardly talk. I've been on the phone since a week ago Monday, pushing supplies into East Tennessee and floods, and I can't hardly talk. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning this morning, so. Well, I'd like to conduct our little meeting this morning. Just first start off with Scott Sailors talking about what they've got going in the Grove, then we'll switch over to Sue talking about the monument and other activities. I've got a copy here of all the purchase orders we spent. We still got $7,800 available in county funds. And so at the end, we'll talk about any financial requirements you guys need that we can fund. We can cut POs across the hall. So then we go around and let everybody say what they're doing and if they need any equipment bought or anything out of that money. So let's start, Scott, with you, if you will, jump in and I can't hardly talk anyway.
First off, if you guys do, like I've been around Jerry a lot the last couple of weeks. If you guys do the things that he's been helping here in the county get over to East Tennessee, you'd be amazed. So thank you for everything you're doing for all that. And the number of phone calls this man handles is atrocious, to say the least. Poor guy, he never gets any peace. So
140 phone calls a day average.
Good night. So in the background while all that's been going on, the 225 event, everything has been really gone well with Fiddlers Grove. Rhonda and Jennifer, if you have not had a chance to sit down with them and kind of see what's going on out there on a daily basis, if not at least on the weekly basis with all the events, it's really unique and amazing to see how much gets done out there. And I know you guys are drowning in dog show stuff right now, so thank you for coming up here today. And then the Ghost in the Grove event that's going on this weekend. Rhonda was able to go and take a look at the T-shirt that was designed. A lady in the fair office up there who does all the design stuff through the fair had volunteered her help to get the T-shirt stuff through Southeast Impressions, and also helps us with the pricing because they have an established lower price through them because of the order quantity that they normally put in. So we've been able to take advantage of that and save some money there. It ended up being about $7 per shirt for the volunteer T-shirts. We did order enough T-shirts to cover not only our volunteer order, but about 100 for sale on top of that will be for sale during the event. We at paying $7 per shirt, plus there's a little additional size for bigger sizes. Like my shirt probably costs $2 extra to print than maybe somebody else's that's smaller than me. But with all that being said, our total short order came in right around $1,400. And then there's gonna be a little flux for sizes in there, so we're getting that finalized through Jerry. But Southeast Impressions will have that printed and delivered by the 18th, so we're coming up here pretty soon, so that we'll be able to have them somewhere central, and then people can come get their shirts beforehand if they like to wash them and stuff before they wear them. So we'll have plenty of time for that.
Where are you gonna have them at the fair, right?
Yeah, we're gonna put them out at the fair, or at Fiddlers Grove actually.
Okay.
We'll carry them out there. The shirts will be for sale. We're probably just gonna sell them through the general store, maybe even a little separate side table during the event so people can pick them up. The goal is even if we sell those shirts for a low price of $15, which is lower than any shirt you can get anywhere else right now, that recoups the cost to the county for not only the volunteer shirts, but the shirts that we're selling on top of. So that makes the T-shirts kind of money coming back in instead of just an expense for volunteers.
Now, did I miss it? Where would we get our shirts that we're supposed to wear?
When they come in, we'll put an email out through the same thing that told everybody about the meeting today to let them know. But right now the plan would be to have them out there at the town hall building in Fiddlers Grove, so they're just there for pickup. If we need to schedule just a time for everybody to come in one spot at one time, we can. But that never works because people want to trickle through over a long course of time. So we'll probably just have them out there at regular business hours at the Grove. So one more thing for Rhonda and Jennifer to do is coordinate T-shirt pickup.
Thank you, girls.
We did sit down and talk with Megan Gunter and was it Patty? Was that the lady that come over from the LSSD? Pam. I know there's two ladies. One had sent. Everything is on course for the school tours on Thursday and Friday. So the 24th and the 25th. Wilson County Schools District is going to have both of the time slots on Thursday, and then the first morning one on Friday, and then LSSD is going to be the second one on Friday. So everything's worked to a plan. The school kids that are coming and the school campuses that they've divided out for busing worked out almost exactly perfect. We're under 500 for every single wave of kids that are coming in. So if you've got your 9 a.m. and your 1 p.m., or I'm sorry, your 11 p.m., or 11 a.m., 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., is when buses arrive. So we've got about 450 kids coming each one of those things. So if you are here as a volunteer that's going to be set up during the school tours, at some point next week, if you would just reach out to me before you leave today, make sure you've got my contact information. I'd be glad to go up there and meet with you at Fiddlers Grove. We can sit down and look at the place to where we're going to have you set up. If you have any questions about what needs to be in place for you to do what you'd like to do for the kids when they come through, we can settle that up then. Basically, the news is this. We're going to try to limit it to 18 stops for the kids when they're there because of the time frame, and we may end up having to cut that back a little bit to about 16 because of time. If you get 5 minutes per stop, which if you've ever come out to Fiddlers Grove during the field trip days, that's a very short amount of time because kids are coming into your station, you're talking to them for a minute. We're talking about fourth graders. You get about a minute of attention anyway. So by the time they get in place, they all get quiet, they listen for a minute, then they start throwing rocks and kicking each other, and then they're very well behaved kids. The teachers already do a good job, but they are kids with about a 1 minute attention span. So what I'm gonna be talking to everybody about for the next couple of weeks, next 2 weeks as we get ready for this, if you're talking to kids on the Thursday and Friday, just remember, very, very little amount of information. You're trying to get through your minute of time you actually have to talk. The 5 minutes of your time, if you're sitting at home and you're practicing the speech that's exactly 5 minutes and 10 seconds, and you think you're gonna get that all out, you won't. And then you're gonna be disappointed, and they're gonna be disappointed. So just keep in mind, whenever you're dealing with kids, they are just excited to be there. What we're trying to do is give them a little bit of history that they can remember so that whenever they start encountering this in their studies in 5th grade, they have that base there to go back and be like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that there. So that's just being there and having the kids there. 90% of what we're trying to offer them is already done. What we can show them in that couple of minutes that they're there with us is just something real light, breezy, fun. We're not trying to give them a full, master's course in history and what you're talking about. But anyway, all of that is pretty scheduled. The only thing we're working out with Megan right now, some of the campuses are staying for lunch, some are not staying for lunch. So the ones that are gonna be there at 9 o'clock and leave at 11, they needed a place to kind of get together and eat. And then the ones that are coming in at 11 need somewhere to get together and eat. Some campuses are, some aren't. It's up to the individual teachers. So juggling that, we've got to have 2 spots that they can kind of be coming and going out of. And with working with Jerry, whether he knew it or not, in his wisdom, he had asked for a couple of extra buildings out there on the grounds, and they were able to. Once we saw them in their scheduling, and said, okay, well, like Jennifer was like, well, I know they've got it written down that they wanted it for that day, but I'm assuming that was for this event. So Jennifer called over there, and it was. So we ended up with that big entertainment stage building, which is the big, huge pavilion that's kind of catty corner across from the general store. And that's where most of the kids are going to be eating their lunch. And then the other ones, we have that other, the new Karen Johnson Pavilion, we call it, in the very back. That's another one that we can put if we need to divert the kids that are coming at 11 to eat, because the other ones are already over there eating. So we've got spaces to spread everybody out. But the lunch program that we've got, what was the caterer that's coming in?
Jordan Catering, I'm getting ready to mention, Jordan Catering, we bought 60 meals per day for the volunteers. And they're gonna, we did 3 different meals on 3 different days, and they'll be served in the Veterans Building, I think you want.
On the Saturday, during the Saturday of the event, we're gonna have a lot more of us there on Saturday, because we're limiting it to 16 to 18 individual stops for the tour, for the kids, because of the logistics of all those kids coming through. But on Saturday, as much space as are in the Grove is how much people we can have there doing what they'd like to do. So for instance, like the tractor club's gonna be running the mill on Saturday, and they're gonna have more volunteers there, right? But that's not something we're budgeting for the Thursday, Friday, if that makes sense, because there's just not the need of having that many people there because they're not running the mill those days. But to be able to do that, I think we've decided we're gonna put the lunch on Thursday and Friday. Where are they going? The catering, we talked about it a little bit. We talked about putting it in the town hall building, but that's a little tight if everybody's in there at the same time. It's gonna be grab and go kind of food, so our volunteers can get in, get something to eat and go. But on Saturday, the bigger day of the event, when more of us are gonna be there, more volunteers, the Veterans Building is gonna be our hub. That's where you're gonna go and be able to go in, have your own restroom in there, get your food, hang out and stuff. We're not putting any other events inside the Veterans Building on Saturday. But on Thursday and Friday, we're just gonna set up a little lunch and go station for everybody to kind of grab their stuff and go.
If it's a change, that's what I told Frida, if it's a change from the Veterans Building, just let me know.
Yep.
We'll get it changed.
We had some wood carvers over there for Thursday and Friday. What's that? The Moss Building, is that what we're talking about? Yeah, so it'll be just over, but we can get you on the map, so you'll know by the time you show up. We'll have a little email that's gonna go out to every volunteer on the list about 3 days prior to the event, and you'll just get the little email and it'll give you the map. It'll tell you exactly where you're going, what you're doing. We've already been working with our map. Philip Lacey, I don't know if anybody here knows him. He used to run the visual graphics thing at the Art Institute down in Nashville. He helped us make a new map of the Fiddlers Grove and of the fairgrounds during the fair. So we used that information and we made a better map with tour stop numbers on it. So we're gonna send that out to all the teachers and to all of our volunteers. So you just get a chance to see exactly on the map where you're going. So I know if you're nervous now, you're like, I don't know the Fiddlers Grove as well as these guys do. I don't know where I'm going. You'll have an email a couple days prior that'll let you know exactly where you're going. So no worries there. Trying to think. For the music and stuff, Vicky Eads, she may not have been able to be here. She's got we had a little bit of a change with one of the bands that was coming earlier on. The Van Treese band isn't coming. Is that?
That's correct.
Yeah, and then we got another group's coming. Can you speak a little bit about the group that is going to come?
He's a DJ,
Okay.
and so he'll be just doing music.
Okay.
So
And that's going to be the last. I think that's going to be the very last performer that's on there. So then, if we do have enough of a crowd hanging out after 4 o'clock and they want to stay for a little bit, it's a little more flexible that way. So we'll have the doo-wops playing. We're going to have, and you can talk a little bit more about them because you've been in contact with them. But that schedule's already made. The schedule of events at the back Opry stage is already set. Vicky Eads has the list and has been working with everybody on it. We also have on the back porch of the general store, Buddy Ingram's group and our porch pickers group with Kevin. They're going to be back there playing. So we're going to have 2 stages going on throughout. The only time where they're going to pause is going to be at 2 o'clock when the monument's being unveiled up front, which Sue's going to. We got a chance to go see it yesterday. She's going to tell you a little bit about it.
The monument for the James E. Ward Agricultural Center.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. And before we leave here today, if you have any questions about what's happening, where it's happening, all that kind of stuff, get me with me, and we'll sit down.
Get with me on any funding after the meeting, okay? The band, whoever, so.
Yeah, Vicky has already got it, I think.
Okay. Ruth,
I think so.
My turn?
your turn.
Okay, as most of you know, we had Phil Ponder do a print on the courthouse. We did 100, and as of last Thursday, 75 of them have been sold. So we have 25 left. I brought some with me today. If anyone would like to see one, I hope all of you have seen it. It's absolutely wonderful. Everybody's really thrilled about it. We'll have some for sale at the event on Saturday. As far as the monument, yeah, we got a sneak peek yesterday of the monument, and it is awesome, absolutely awesome. I think everybody's going to be thrilled. It's going to be put when you drive into the James E. Ward Agricultural Center. You're looking at the Expo Center. There's 3 flags right there to the right. It's going to be right in front of those flags. So when you drive in, you're looking at that monument, and it says James E. Ward Agricultural Center. It has the resolution that was passed that night and all 50 names that were served as squires, we now call commissioners. Their names will be on that. And all the money was raised. It did not cost the county 1 penny for that. So we're very, very excited about that. It's going to be at 2 o'clock, like they said, and it's going to be in front of the monument. Josh Major, who is over the James E. Ward Ag Center, he has been great to work with. The sidewalk, we looked at the sidewalk, and it's wide enough we can put some chairs there, so we will have some seating. Ceremony probably won't last 20 minutes once we get started, and behind the monument we're going to have Mr. Ward's 2 daughters, hopefully, I know one's coming, hopefully the other one can, and Stratton Bone, who's the only person still living that was a squire at that time. They're going to unveil the monument for us. I noticed yesterday that the governor cannot be there because there's this, Tennessee is celebrating its 225th birthday on the same day that we are at Bicentennial Mall. So guess where he's going to be? He's going to be there, which is okay. But we will have a few dignitaries there, and I'm sure we've invited the mayors and city mayors and the county mayor to be there. So, and we've got Mr. Price.
Yeah, I'll address that.
Okay. We're going to have a little ceremony and then we will unveil it and let everybody see the wonderful monument that's going to be there. So if anyone here would like one of the prints, let me know. I did bring some. And thank you all so much for volunteering and helping with this. This is really going to be great for Wilson County and something that will go down in history, and all of you have participated. And I think it'd be a good idea if we had a paperwork that had everybody sign that.
Yep.
So maybe we can do that, when they sign in that day, or we can do it today, whatever you wanna do.
We could definitely, that'd be nice.
You think it,
Trying to get another monument going, is that?
No, no, I just think it would be nice to
Yeah, we
have some
need a monument.
paperwork that said, who worked on
everybody
this.
participated?
Exactly, exactly.
Well, as Sue said, the only living commissioner, Squire, that was part of buying the first property, 115 acres or so, for the James E. Ward Agricultural Center, not the fairgrounds, thank you very much, is still alive at Stratton Bone. And we were able to recover one of the original 1968 programs for the dedication of this building. This is the 5th courthouse. It was built in 1958. We have that program, so and the only person that I know on the program that's still alive is Carl Price. He led the invocation out on the front lawn of this building in 1968, and I've tried. He was when I was down at Wingman, he was the chaplain down there, and I've tried my best to find him. I've called his cell number, I've called his home phone number, I've called every number in the world. I've had everybody but the FBI looking for him, and I ain't found
Him
him.
or his brother lived in North Carolina.
Yeah. So anyway, Sue and I went to the Baptist church across the street a week and a half ago, to talk about this talk about this event. And right there in the front row, we walked in the car price. So I told him we're gonna give away free, programs for this dedication, and ask him to lead the invocation as we kick this thing off, say a little bit about, like I just said. Let him do the invocation there. He'll probably be on a walker at the time, and then, pardon?
I said, that's okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, and then we'll get right into the dedication of the monument there. So, with that said, Dan, what you got?
We made money on these, I just wanna make sure.
We paid the county back.
We paid the county back and then some, so put it right back in there where we got it.
So the taxpayers, this whole
In other words,
event,
we all got paid back.
We did,
this whole
we sure
event,
did, that was marvelous, it was.
this whole event has been self-funded, so,
Yeah.
so.
I was starting.
What else you got, Scott, anything?
I was just gonna note on that, and to Sue's point about like making sure that everybody that's been involved in everything kind of, not that we show up to do these things to see our name in the print or anything like that, or recognize for it, but we do need to go through the end of the event, and it's always good practice to do it. If anything, I've been in a master's program at Cumberland for the last year and a half or so, and Rusty in the back here teaches a class on media. And one of the biggest takeaways I had from his classes is that, you do all this kind of planning for an event up to the event, and then we all want to pretend like our job is done there, and we just get to go home and, not have any more tasks left. But what I want to instill in you is that after the event, we all need to be ready to kind of share with everybody else the successes of the event and what went down. Think about it as kind of like pre-media and post-media, right? So after the event, what we need to do is just be very cognizant during the event, whenever you're there, especially when you're there with 2,000 school kids during the event, and then however much public that shows up on Saturday. Take note of things that you find noteworthy, things that you're just like, hey, this person came up to me and said this, or this happened, or I saw a kid get really, really excited about something I've never seen a kid get excited about. If we know those things at the end of the event, we can kind of share that out with the rest of the world and show them the successes that we had. So it's not about patting yourself on the back or anything like that. It's just about the fact that, the county has invested $30,000 in this project. They need to understand what they've gotten for that investment. And they're not gonna know that unless we take our time to kind of memorialize that, understand it, and then share it at the end of the event. So feel free when you're involved in any of this, if there's some special takeaway that you've had, make sure that gets emailed and distributed out to the rest of us. Just let me or Jerry or Sue or somebody know, and then we can make sure that ends up in the report that we'll provide to everybody at the end of the event. So kind of be thinking when you're involved in all of this is like, hey, that was really cool. I like to just make a note, make sure that we hear about that so that everybody sees it. Because I might not see it at what you see, and you might not see the things that I see. So if we all take time to kind of understand, we're gonna be talking about this after the event in a media way, we'll do that job much better then.
Would be kinda like the maps, I mean, that's putting some of the money back, that out of
Yes.
the 30,000, so that needs to be called to their attention in the county commission.
Yes.
That
Well,
way.
and even, yeah, the t-shirts even, like $1,400 or $1,500, whatever, $1,600, I think is what you said you're gonna, you know, if that's money that we end up coming back to because we're able to sell the surplus shirts that we made, that goes back to the county, then the county recognizes not only did we have it as a feature, but that money came back. It wasn't money that was actually outlaid by the citizens, right? If we do that throughout the entire event, then the county commission that was wise enough to put this money into it knows what they got for the investment.
As he said, the county appropriated $30,000 to do this event. As of right now, we have $7,843.36 balance. So with that, all the printing is being done except the program. We're waiting to the latest, to now, and maybe next week to know exactly what the band's gonna play from here to here, and the next band gonna play, the timing of the programs and the printing of the programs. But the PO is already in place for that, so what I'd like to do now is kinda go around the room, start with you, Linda, and this gentleman on around, and see what you need, if you need any financial support, or what event's gonna take at what time of the day that'd be incorporated into the program. And then, once all that's put together, we get it screened out real good, we get the program printed, we'll be ready to pass them out as we come in. So with that, let's go around the room, Linda, go. Tell me about your big boards and all.
Well, we've pretty well got them all asked for, and we
50?
need a few more, so
Okay.
we need probably another 4 to 6 ordered. We also gotta get the little name, signs to put on the bottom of them. Now, there's some money still
Hey,
left
we'll
in
put
my
on-
PO at Creative Graphic, I can see about getting her to print some out.
Well, I can get in front of them,
Okay,
same
well,
place got the board.
Well, we've got a list of them down there at work, so that
Can you
you'll
give
know
me a list of
exactly
the
what to
names?
get
Can
on.
you give me a list of the community names that you made boards
Yeah,
for?
well, it's subjects also,
Okay,
not necessarily just community names.
okay.
But we've already got it typed out, everything.
If you'll give me a list, we'll have
We
them done
got
about like that, we'll stick them
We
right
were
on
just
top of the
waiting
board.
to tie in these last few boards, you know, when
Mhm.
people are coming in at the last minute wanting one. So we're trying to get those done.
Okay.
So the next day, or probably the first part of the
You
week.
give me
we'll
the
have
list
those.
of names, and I'll go over and get them printed. What I thought we'd do, get a little piece of wire, put down in the bottom, and then put the board right on top of it, so, on the bottom, whichever, so.
I think it'll have to be on the bottom because it's so high.
Okay.
And we can just get something to hook, some kind of little hooks to get
Okay.
in the bottom of the board.
We'll figure it out. We'll probably go out there Wednesday. Is the 4-H building open Wednesday, available Wednesday? We got about 65 easels, 70 easels to stand up, put together, and board. You think it'd be okay on Wednesday?
Wednesday before it starts.
Calendar, or not the dog show has it, when they live.
Would you look to let us know?
Yeah, they've got it.
Please.
We'll also have to make arrangements with Robert to get the box truck, probably to haul that stuff out, just in case of rain, because you
Okay.
don't want those pictures to get wet.
Correct. You gonna give it right?
I can.
Please. Right, I'm still shipping.
What time of the day? I need to know what time
I'm
of the
still
day.
shipping, pardon?
I need to know what time of the day, so he'll know.
When she hollers and lets us know, Ms. Bird will not let us know that it's available, we'll just take them on out there. A few hours and set them up, so
Okay.
get that
And
pretty
we'll
soon.
also need a few tables and some chairs in those buildings where the easels are, so
Okay,
that,
you gonna sell your books out there?
do what?
Photo books, you'll have them?
Well, I'm not gonna sell them there, I'll have some there, and then they can always come to the archives and buy them. I think
Okay.
that's much better than trying to do money transactions out
That's
there.
fine, that's fine. Whatever you wanna do, it's fine.
Cause I mean, I sell a bunch of them
Okay.
anyways,
Anything else, Linda?
and not right offhand. I'll
That's
take
right
it
around the
all.
room, sir.
I'm just observing.
Okay, good.
Joel's our resident broom maker, and so he's he's here to represent our demonstrators during the event.
If you got a broom, can you make a broom, a big broom for a witch to fly on? I got a couple of them on the test fly here. They're somewhere in the room, I'm not sure where.
Mine aren't FAA approved.
Oh,
I've only made one with lights on it,
I-
that went to,
I've got an experimental end number going. Sir, go ahead, what you got?
Okay, yeah, the Wilson County Antique Tractor Club, we'll be out there on Thursday and Friday. And, the sawmill is a 1901 Reeve, so it's 123 years old and still runs. And we are prepared to run on Saturday. And,
Okay.
We'll have it ready to go. We'll be out there about 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, so we'll get stuff set up.
That's
Scott,
good.
will the Peyton Road gate be open?
We could get it open for you, but you shouldn't need to. You'll be able to come in right from the front and
Okay.
come straight up through the middle because we don't have buses. We're juggling on Saturday.
Okay, good.
So, and that brings up a good point. So on Saturday with a 10 o'clock open time, we're gonna try to have anybody that needs to get car stuff in, if you're bringing things in to unload or anything. If we can try to wrap that up by about 9 or 9:15, that gets the car outside of where people are gonna be walking, just for safety. Anybody, because you guys have dealt with the fair, you know what it takes to get people in and out. We are not gonna have that trouble at all. I'm not having to coordinate with the sheriff's department to get bollards removed and stuff. We'll literally be able to have that front gate for you. You'll be able to go right to it, unload and get your car just outside the fence there.
Is there anything else going on in the back there? We may park on the hard stand to unload the tractors. And,
In the back where?
as you come out the backside of, Fiddlers Grove there, turn to the left, that hard stand, the parking area out in there.
Oh, on that day, nothing, because
Okay.
we got the Made in Tennessee building is having that bottle thing going on, and the Expo Center has a bunch going on. But because Jerry had talked to the ag management, we have the midway for parking.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing happening directly in the back going east out of the back.
Yeah, I don't think there probably won't be more than 10 or 12 trucks, but, with unload the tractors and get them in there.
The logs, getting them up on the logway, how many have we?
I was out there, they weren't up there yet.
Okay.
We got those, poplar logs right behind the logway, just
Yep.
load those up and
Okay.
we'll be ready to go.
I'll get the skid steer over there, and we'll see if we can get that.
Signage, I already talked to Jules, we need some signage, park here, walk there, turn left, whatever you want, but if you'll design what we need, where it needs to go.
Who over there, Joel Sign, you talking to?
Lanny,
Yeah.
Lanny, we'll go over and take care of it, design what we need, and anybody else got anything that you need.
But
Sign-
we'll have people out there for the school kids to
Okay.
discuss the sawmill. Like you
Okay.
said,
Okay,
probably about that much of it will go right over the top of their head.
Probably,
And we'll be able to
probably.
answer the questions.
probably. Ma'am, you got anything to
No,
add?
I'll be in the Resource Center and Wheeler School, and I want to put, some of the first, African American and Indian information in both those places.
Okay, super good. Do you need anything from us?
I'll let you know shortly.
That sounds like a setup. Larry?
In the train museum, we
Yeah.
made it through the fair without any major breakdowns, and things are still running pretty good there, and we are doing continuous improvement each time that, we're there, Ronnie Jones and myself and other volunteers, so, hopefully if everything goes all right, we'll continue to do that.
Okay, sir, do you need any kind of signage printed up?
I'm not aware of, but now
Okay.
you need to check with, Rhonda
Okay.
and,
Ma'am, do you need any kind of signage, display, whatever?
Ruth?
Are you talking to me?
Ruth?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll let you know shortly.
Okay.
do you have pictures or anything that would go on those foam boards or anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
Y'all go around with me.
You need one?
I think so.
Okay, so there's another one in there I need to get
You doing okay?
For what was that one?
for her,
Yeah, for the
School.
resource center?
with this resource.
Well, that's a little building that was built right next to the Wheeler School, so we have
Oh, okay,
display
yeah.
information there now more programming, so we need more space. Ronnie, with the train, as far as signage and stuff for coming and going, you guys always had this so well run, and you guys were old pros back there getting all the kids through. Is there anything you can think of that maybe would make things go easier for getting folks in and out?
I can't think of anything right now.
I mean, the train museum's such a great exhibit because not only is it like just so cool and everything, if you've never had a chance to walk through there during this event, please walk through and check it out, because overwhelmingly, like during the fair, I'll kind of sit around in my cart and just watch people come and go from different perspectives, and I have never seen somebody leave that train museum without going, wow. Like, you can physically see on their face, like, wow. And like, it's set up perfect because there's two doors, they can in and out, so like traffic flow, so that's not a problem. You guys regularly accommodate huge groups, so, if anything does come up though, we can get it.
And we do have, toy trains and model trains, but we've also got a lot of historic photographs from back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And I've been making copies of a lot of them, and Miss Grandstaff's been helping me. And I've got old newspaper clippings from back in the day of different things happening with the railroad. And of course, you know, 2 blocks away, there was a station down here on the corner. It's now the Shenandoah Feed Mills, but that's where trains came in, sometimes maybe 3 times a day, dropping off passengers. The freight trains came in, dropped off tractors and farm supplies and things, you know, for Lebanon, cars. And I think at one time they were running like 3 trains to Nashville to drop off students, workers, and shoppers. Kind of like the commuter train now.
And go to medical facility, doctor.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
did you get the foam boards that you needed or not?
Yes,
You didn't get enough?
I've got it, and a long way on having it finished.
Okay.
I've left the very end for any changes we might make.
Okay. I was
towards
thinking
the
I
end.
got you one, but I wasn't sure.
On the Saturday for the full public display, I've already spoke to Rich with the steam train. They are gonna come set their little display up, and we're gonna set them up. We're gonna try to put them weather dependent, kind of right out in front of where you guys are. They're not gonna bring the whole tent set up, because they're only there for that one day for Saturday. So they'll be able to help kind of tell the story about, you know, that's why we're trying to keep it all together right there so people can come and learn about train history. But on that Saturday, folks, it's self-determined pace. They can spend as much time, so, you know, they'll really get a chance to dig in with everything you're putting up there on the Saturday. You know, or on the Thursday, Friday, when kids are coming through there and only having a few minutes, they don't get a chance to see all that fun stuff. But on Saturday, you'll even have more help there with the steam train talking about transportation here in Middle Tennessee. So that's cool.
Jennifer, Ms. Burble,
We're just gonna do whatever he tells us.
he's the boss.
That's right.
He knows how to get it going.
I enjoyed so much the skunk video. I have a box of snakes I caught in Possum Town. I wanna bring it out there and you reproduce that video.
I'm retired.
Are you?
My
Ma'am?
husband made me retire.
Okay, ma'am.
Judy Sullivan and I with Fight Pheasanton House.
Yes, ma'am.
And the Tara Milnick students, history students at Cumberland made some wonderful
Give
posters.
us your name, please.
Alexa Moscadell.
I thought that was you. We talked on the phone many
We
times.
have, and thank you. But the students at Cumberland made these wonderful posters, and so we used some of the committee's money to reproduce these posters. The nice thing is, after this event, we'll be able to use them at the Fight Pheasanton House, but because they're all about Lebanon in 1870, which of course is when Fight Pheasanton was built. And we'll have some volunteers from Fight Pheasanton to help man the stations and sort of be docents in the room with the posters.
Okay, have you picked your posters up yet? Or they still at Jewel?
I called Lanny and they're still there.
Okay.
And should I go pick them up?
Whatever you wanna do, or I get them out to the Ag Center when we get ready to set up, either way, it doesn't matter. I've gotta get more stuff printed on the signage for directions and displays, et cetera, so.
Do we know what time we're gonna set up that day?
That part of it, I'd like to set up on Wednesday if you can, yeah.
Wednesday.
In the 4-H building.
Alexa, did I understand that some of you all would be helping with the displays that are on
Yeah, just sort of in
easels?
that building acting as hosts.
There'll be 2 buildings with the easels in them. Is that what you said? It was 2?
Tell me about it. I thought 4-H building, I don't know what to say.
Okay, it's just one building?
Yeah, we're trying to do all the easel display stuff.
Okay.
Everybody goes through there and then roam with the
Yep.
grove, so.
I think we committed to 10 people at different segments of time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Anything else, Ms. Monteville?
That's all, and thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, mine's is the oldest standing building in Lebanon, which is Pickett Chapel.
Okay,
So I guess we will be having the display of the church. We'll have the poster and all the pictures from then up until now. And we'll have, we just found a little, what they used to do ink write with, the little, whatever.
Like a quill?
The little bottles or whatever, found that, and we also found a shirt, silk, underneath the church.
My goodness.
So I don't know whether they're gonna put that in a glass or they just have it laid out where you could see it. And they're also gonna have a brick well, my ancestors made themselves to, establish the church building. So we just got some really a lot of
Okay.
things.
Are the posters already made?
I've
No.
got two of them already done.
Okay.
But we're adding,
There, I think you've got another one you're making.
Maybe that's what you did some of the boards for, okay, we'll get to them.
but we'll be in a certain area, we'll be at a certain place at a certain time.
On the Saturday,
We're just
Yes.
doing Saturday.
yeah, yep, just a Saturday,
Okay.
yep, in the 4-H building with your display boards.
Okay.
Just get with me and let me know how many folks you got coming and what we might need as far as a table or something.
And our music, now where would we be there?
That's gonna be back in the Opry Pavilion building, in the far back of Fiddlers Grove, there's the Deadman store, and then there's the Opry Pavilion stage that's there. They're gonna be set up back there playing, and they're gonna be the last one to go, that'll be set up for, I think they start at 3, I think they're scheduled for the 3 to 4 slot.
So we
And
got an
Vicky-
hour.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
and Vicky Eads, had you already talked to Vicky?
Everly,
No, Vicky Eads. She's the one that's helping coordinate that back there, in the Opera Pavilion for the entertainment. She'd said that she'd spoke with you and that, you guys had hashed out a little bit about changing with it not being the Van Treese band, but the other.
Right.
So,
But-
yeah. But that'll be back there at 3, and then if you wanted to do any kind of a setup or something back there during that portion, the 3 to 4, just let me know and we'll get that ready for you.
okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Question?
The easels that people are using in different locations, they will be the county property. So we need to make sure they have a place to bring them back to so that we can get them back, correct?
Right,
They
correct,
can keep the boards, I
correct,
assume,
correct.
that has their pictures, but we need to get the easels back.
Correct.
In the, yeah, anything that ends up taken elsewhere, which it should all be in the 4-H building, all the easels and all the county property stuff should be able to stay there.
I think Ronnie needed one up there at the
Yeah.
trainers, and I've already let him out. I've got him wrote down, he's got it.
But at the,
But anybody that has them outside of there,
Well-
we need to make sure they get back.
back to the, we'll use the 4-H building for that purpose, so everything can collect back there, that's the county stuff that'll come back. When we pack it all up, is it going back to the archives, or where are we taking
We'll
the
put
easels
it
and
on the
stuff?
building.
The
Over
poster
here.
boards that nobody takes with them for their particular project, I'll take them back to the archives, and we can use them maybe in the future for other displays.
If my count in my head right, we got about 70 easels with the second pole.
I hope we got, I mean, I don't know how many's up here at the finance, nobody's ever brought them down there.
Oh, they had? I thought they had, okay. I gotta go back and get some more POs.
The first ones that Jackie ordered, they
Correct.
should still be over there.
Okay, we'll go over there. Anything else on the, you need any financial support or anything?
Not right now,
Yep.
pretty set up right now.
Rusty and Cumberland, anything going on with Cumberland we need to help get extra resources for?
No, we're good. The materials, the posters go to printing today. We'll send those over to the printers. We're preparing those and should be all set.
With any additional, if there's any volunteers that would like to come over from Cumberland, because I know like with the Tennessee Promise stuff and Tennessee Achieves, if there's anything we can do to help coordinate any volunteer hours for anybody that needs it, especially on the Saturday, like having just a couple extra people to help in case we need it with parking attendance, like pointing people through and those kind of things. I've just been kind of mentally earmarking, we might have some folks from Cumberland come over, so.
We put out a notice on our student
Yep.
material that goes out.
Yep.
Talking about the volunteer opportunities.
And I know that they always need through the Tennessee Achieves with the funding and the way that works for them for their funds, they have to have their 8 hours, I think, per semester or whatever. So we're able to sign all that. We've done a lot of that through Fiddlers Grove, so we'll make sure that's really easy for them as they show up. So just make sure that they know that we'll help them get that signed and done and official.
Russ, do you have any displays, as in photograph displays or whatever?
Yes, we're gonna have 4 big boards.
Okay.
Davia has done a marvelous job for us from the library staff, putting all that information together. We are cramming a lot of information on 4 boards.
Okay, super good, super. You care to add to that, dear? Oh, please.
So I'm next.
Okay, Judy.
Hi, I'm Judy Sullivan. I'm regent of our local chapter of the Margaret Gaston chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution. And we have recently, it's been our state regents project to do Patriots to Pioneers book. And we have a wonderful story about David Wilson that we would like to be able to display that. And we also want to promote America 250. So I'm thinking that Wilson County's 225th can be, let's get the party started and let the kids become aware of our 250th anniversary coming up in 2026. And they might want to learn more about their history, and we'll have this book on display, and they might find out that they're related to one of these patriots that moved here to Tennessee.
What book do you have?
It's a really nice book.
What do we have?
What book?
It's called Patriots to Pioneers. What they did is sketches of 90 patriots. I believe it's 90 in the book, but David Wilson was one of those patriots that became one of the pioneers here. So we have that story that we would like to display the book.
Sure.
And we would like to display the story, but we also would like to promote, because we have our 250th anniversary coming up, the America 250, to have students become aware of the fact that they might be related to a patriot that fought in the Revolution. So that's kind of our aim, if that would be okay. And one other request, because I'm also on the Fight Pheasant and House Board, if the DAR and the Fight Pheasant and House can be close together, so I can do double duty, would be great.
We should be able to schedule that out. Right now, the plan is for the Fight Pheasant, and just like before, when you guys came for the History Day program, is that pavilion that's there, right behind the schoolhouse. I think that's where we had everybody set up for the History Day for Fight. That's where they did the whirly gigs and the other stuff. I know that since we're on a limited time frame, we won't be able to do the full whirly gigs and stuff, but I think we talked about having like something that teachers might be able to take, or some kind of something to talk about the toys that kids might have played with and used. We can put you together in that same section there. But mostly on Saturday, you'll be able to have as much time as you want with any of the public that comes by. So that would be the better day for some of the additional display stuff. But to have any of that information available, especially for the 250th anniversary, coming up in 26, probably something along the lines with the SAR, because they're bringing a couple folks in Continental garb to be there for the kids. So we may need to coordinate that through them at their stop, and then have any other things that you want for the Saturday. We can have it all set up with the rest of the Fight Pheasant and stuff as well.
So will SAR be there Thursday and Friday or this Saturday?
Right now, the plan is they're gonna send a couple folks from their color guard on the Thursday, Friday to be there to talk to kids about just a real brief thing about land grants, North Carolina land grants for Tennessee settlement. And then they'll be back for the full color guard feature on Saturday. So they will be there, but on the Saturday, I don't know about how many of them are gonna be able to hang out, because they have 2 other events that day that they have to leave to go straight to. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have somebody from them in period dress beyond just the opening ceremony. So but we'll be able to coordinate because I can use the space that they were in for the 250 all day on Saturday once they're done with the color guard thing. So we might be able to just kind of keep all the Revolutionary War time period stuff together. That'd be good.
You need any display materials?
That's what I was gonna ask her, if she,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will. I've been away a lot, so I'm sorry that I didn't do it earlier, but once I can coordinate, whether we can print out from the book the story of David Wilson and have it in a poster, I'm gonna find that out right after this meeting.
how many phone
And
boards do you think you might need?
Pardon?
How many phone boards, the 4x4s, how many do you think you need?
If I said 5, is that possible?
How many?
Well, if we did something about like a genealogy chart, if people were interested in, for the SAR and the DAR to trace back to a patriot, so we might have a genealogy board, and then maybe have a couple of displays about the 250th,
So you're gonna need the easels also.
if they're available.
5 boards?
Yeah, so that's
Not a
at
problem.
least
We'll
10 more at
10.
least.
Okay.
Will that be okay?
I'll change it to 15.
And he's gonna order them today, so you said they'd probably be here tomorrow.
I hope so.
They'll come down to the archives, so you can pick them up down there.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Gentlemen,
I have a question. Are we gonna have security in the evenings?
Not anything official. I mean, there's no way that we've got any way to staff it, paid security to be there. Are you thinking like what you'll be able to leave for
Well,
Thursday
yeah,
night, Friday night?
Things that we can leave, so we don't have to set it up every morning. We got tables and all kind of stuff to set up. And
Right
light.
now, the plan,
We're-
because we're on,
outside.
We're in the,
well,
Forbes
so
cabin.
right now, because the way that the Forbes cabin, we have, the FCE has a living, like a cabin life display, and they have all their sewing equipment set up on the Forbes cabin. The thought is I'm gonna have you guys set up around the Rice cabin, so I will be able to lock everything inside the Rice cabin for you.
okay.
And you'll be able to have that whole front lawn area, to move out in the daytime, but we can definitely lock your stuff up inside there, so it'll just be very minimal moving.
Okay, yeah, we can lock stuff up, that's great. Except we got a cannon that's sitting outside.
Yep.
We would be very angry if somebody stole our cannon.
Yes, yeah.
I know I would
That would use the rest of your budget plus.
be more than the rest of my
It
budget.
would be more, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be more than that.
We can figure that out. We'll try to figure out the best placement. Maybe we'll figure out a different placement for you guys that we can be able to
I
roll
mean,
that in.
I can
somewhere.
load.
Right now, everything's up on a port.
I can load the cannon back up into the trailer itself,
in the
and lock the trailer down.
Well, so here's the thought.
I would.
The cannon.
I would, yes.
The cannon, if you're using it as a display piece to talk to the kids when they come around on Thursday and Friday, that's one thing we can't fire anything on that day, but on Saturday we can. So,
Sue wants to do that.
yeah.
Will
So-
you fit down the
Yeah,
muzzles?
Yeah, but she wants to fire it at its particular people. Though. The,
She's got her thoughts set on Jerry.
I know.
She's, but if we can load it back up and put it somewhere else, then definitely we can lock it and find somewhere for it. If it's gonna be that and leaving it, I wouldn't leave it there overnight on Thursday night and Friday night. I just wouldn't. Me personally, like, I don't leave my stuff out there.
Did you say you could lock it back up in your trailer?
It's a trailer.
Yes.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
gonna make it convenient, put it on the
Yeah, they
trailer
just
for 'em to
hook.
haul off.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd have to take the whole trailer.
Yeah, no, and that kind of stuff, because we can, a tongue lock on it, and we can work with that. But as long as we're able to roll it up into something and lock it up that way, we can definitely do that. Because we could have the trailer pulled somewhere just outside, where it's not right there in front of the display, and then put it back, lock it up.
What times are kids are coming in for Friday?
Friday and Saturday, the buses roll in and by 9 o'clock, so 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm telling everybody for demonstration purposes, your best served would be there by 8 o'clock in the morning and be ready. I'll personally be up there about 7:30, sitting around some coffee and managing traffic. So we'll, if you could be there at 8 in the morning, we'll get you in place. But the thought right now is, I think the best place, I've been walking around the Grove thinking about where to put how placement's gonna work out. The best, because we had the grist mill running, so people are gonna be going around that side anyway, which most of the time for our normal tours, they don't. We try to keep on that inside loop, but by moving them to the outside loop, that opens up the ability to use that rice cabin and its nice front porch and the whole front yard with the nice crossbuck cedar fence, all of that. I think that's the best place to put you guys. It's even better than the Forbes cabin, in my opinion. I'm having to fight the Sons of the American Revolution people off of that one, but I think that's better for you guys because of how much stuff you're bringing.
So where's the cannon gonna be placed to be fired?
For fire, we're gonna have to go out behind the fence behind it. I have a fenced area that's double fenced right now because they're moving the exterior fence back. In between that double fence, I can safely have it sit there to where there's nobody. I can easily block off so nobody's walking in that area. But they're able to be right next to it to see it, but not be in the area. So
We got a 50-yard radius in front of it.
yeah, and you would have it there. We'd have enough space to do it there. That's my thought, is to do it
So
there.
we're not shooting it on Friday for this kid, right?
Not on Thursday and Friday, we can't. The loud sound stuff, we just can't. That's why, like with the sawmill, we've been trying to go round and around about what we can and can't have run on Thursday and Friday. And after talking to the social studies coordinator with the schools, they can't, because some of the kids that are there, the auditory sensory things they've got, there's no way of knowing which ones are which when they're coming in, and I just can't, there's no way to coordinate it. So, but on Saturday, we can. And I just want to have you shooting it off whenever the county mayors and stuff are up there talking about the monument or something. But other than that, we can do something with it.
We'll have people in period dress, men and women. So we'll have a lot of things for the kids to see. The boys love the guns and the soldier stuff. They love all that kind of stuff. So we can entertain them easily for 5 minutes.
Perfect. And even just having folks sit up and you just kind of be in there in period dress and stuff and having the kids come through for their couple minutes there.
Have them dressed and just around, and the girls can go talk to the women, and the boys can go talk to the men.
If you'd like to, either later today or sometime that's convenient, you've got my direct number. We'll meet up at the Grove, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about when I say the Rice Cup. I know not everybody knows it like the back of their hand like I might, but we'll walk you through and show you, because there's plenty of room there, and it's convenient to lock stuff up right there in the building.
Right. Well, we wanna come over Wednesday afternoon and do our logistics and set up some of our stuff ready for Thursday morning.
Perfect.
Tell them about the day how it's gonna work on Friday and Saturday.
On the Thursday and Friday with the school tours, Rhonda figured out, I think it was Rhonda, I'm giving her credit for it. It might have been Jennifer. Or both, they kind of share a brain if you haven't noticed, so maybe it's both of them. They came up with the thing with bells. We have a couple of different bells throughout the Grove, like nice big huge bells and historic bells. And what we'll do is there's gonna be somebody there staffing it, and they will ring that bell, and those kids will then start marching from spot to spot on a bell schedule. So that'll make it really easy so people know, get moving to the next one, right? Because the worst coordinating problems that we've ever had with our tours out there is when like one group spends 10 minutes at one place and then they go to the next one, then you end up with the pile up of everybody. So by having that auditory thing of like, it's time to start moving now to the next one, it's like clockwork. So that'll be kind of what we're dealing with on the Thursday, Friday is a bell system. But because of that, you're able to know then, okay, we're done, everybody. It's a convenient turn-off point for yourself. So as much as you guys want to, be able to get that in there in 5 minutes, you're welcome to do it.
Scott, one more thing.
Yep.
Can you have a sign made for the cannon?
What would you, just what it is, like a display information?
Give me what you want on it.
Okay.
Yep.
And do we need a sign saying Civil War, or war between the states, whatever you wanna call it, is here or over there or whatever?
Take a piece of paper, write on it what you want, what color you want it made in, give it to me.
Yep.
We'll get it made.
And Jerry, we need a definite time on Wednesday, so we can have all that stuff brought out, because I'll have to tell Robert what time, and have to get with him about the time.
Let's go out there at 1 o'clock.
Okay, so what
After
o'clock?
lunch, 1 o'clock, go out there and start setting that. Is that all right, Rhonda?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else got anything? I'm gonna run through some notes here real quick.
That's on the 23rd, correct?
Correct. We'll be feeding the first 2 days at the Moss Building, Thursday, Friday. I can cover that today with Gator. We're building the program, these two are. So anytime or anything you need put in the program to hand out to the visitors on Saturday, please give it to them before you leave, time and who's playing by name, et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna order 15 more of the 4x4 whiteboards when we
You order 15?
adjourn. I'm gonna order 15, make sure we got enough.
Well, we may have to check
So
on
Miss Moscadell will have hers
the
and.
easels
come
too,
with-
so we may come up short of easels.
We should have 70,
Okay.
if my correction.
Well, if I can get all those brought down, I can count them.
Okay, and there's some that we have for the museum.
There might be a few over there, a lot of them are already in use. I
Well,
use a lot of
What
them
are they in use for? Cause the museum.
for display in the museum.
Okay, well, we need to borrow that day sometime. And I need to know any signage you folks need, like Cannon 105, self-propelled, artillery, whatever the signage you want, just let me know, before you leave if you would. And I'll get the parking, you don't get the parking,
Yep,
display
I'm doing
sign.
that.
By the
Where-
way, I did a sign for communities, Diane saw it. What did I tell you, 250 something
Yeah, it's awesome.
of odd little names that different communities were called.
The long one.
Yeah,
Where, you get that made?
already done it.
Oh, did you? Okay. super
And
good.
also had the Sandy picture, you saw
Okay.
that too, that I'm gonna bring
Okay,
down,
okay, super,
because
super,
we
super.
need that down there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are stepping out of planning phase and stepping into execution of the plan phase. So from here on, we're going wide open to put this thing together, 24th, 25th, 26th. Anybody got any questions? Anybody need any additional material? Anybody need additional funding? See me, I'll hang around here for the next 15, 20, 30 minutes. And anybody else have anything to say up here?
Yep, the video type stuff, so Jerry and Christy with the TV station, we went out and filmed a couple of locations. Christy at the Wilson County TV has put together a couple of videos. The very first one was of Pickett Chapel, actually. We were trying to go in age order first, being the oldest in town. And then as those videos get done through her, we'll just start sharing them out through Facebook and Instagram. If you see a video that says something about the 225 video, anything at all that's about history, just feel free to share it. There is on Facebook, there is an event page called Wilson County's 225th anniversary. It's just one of those things that when you click on it, it takes you to a page about an event, the calendar, little calendar logo. You can say if you're interested in going, if you're gonna go, you know, whatever, you can share it. Feel free to share that around. That's just an easy way for us to gauge how many people are looking at it. Just since we started doing media stuff, people are starting to use it now finally. I set that up a long time ago and nobody knew it was there because we weren't sharing it, but it is actually starting to move around. So if you see any video, there's a guy that was here last time named Jason Dieter. He's a volunteer. He does little slideshow type videos and stuff. And maybe you've seen the one he's had Nick Barris. He went around all over the county with Nick Barris from Channel 5, I think, and filmed little tiny 3-second, like, hey, we're here at blah, blah, blah. We're talking about Wilson County history. You know, make sure that you go on the 26th and learn all about Wilson County history. And he made these little videos and stuff. The video quality that he filmed that day was a little shaky. It's just not ideal. Because of that, like the CVB and the TV station and the mayor's office and stuff, nobody wants to say, we made these videos, because they don't want their name on it because the video quality is not 100%. Here's the thought on all that. We're a volunteer crew putting stuff together. Like, and every one of your stations that you're gonna do, is there some museum out there in the world that could do what you guys are doing probably a little bit more professional and better? Obviously, because we're all volunteers at doing this. This guy's a volunteer. He put the stuff together himself. He coordinated with Nick Barris to get it out there. There's value in what it is, and all of it points to the 26th. It doesn't matter if it's not the highest quality. We just need people talking about the event. So, like, if you want to make your own stuff about what you're doing and what you're volunteering doing, you know, you want a video of the trains running, you want a video of something with Confederate history, with area, anything at all. Feel free to make those things and say, we're going to be out there on for the 225th on October the 26th. You know, any way you want to share it, put it out there, get it moving. If you see these other videos that Jason Dieter shared and other things, share them, because they all link back to that stub of what day the event is and how to say that you're going to go or not. So, if that makes sense. If you see anything at all that's 225th anniversary related, just share it. It takes 2 seconds.
I have something else that I just thought of. I'm working on my 5th volume of the Wilson County Picture History, and when we do this, if you've got a picture made of your stand or whatever you've got set up, and you want that in the book, I'll do a little special section on 225th birthday.
Nice.
And that would be neat to have that in there for the future. So keep that in mind, but I'll need them as soon as you can get them to me after this event, because I've got to get the book to the publisher. So.
Linda, would you do me a favor? Would you count those easels? I know I bought 40.
I'll count them when they
I was counting on the 20 I bought for the museum, plus these 40 I bought should be 60. If that's not enough, we need to buy some more, but we need to make sure we got
50,
20,
it was 50 boards to start with.
we got 50 boards to start with. And if counting the museum easel, we should have 60 easels, but if I need to buy more, I need to. If you get a count on what's at the museum and
Yeah,
what
we
we
would
got.
have time to get them in if we need them.
Yeah, we need to know pretty quick. Anybody got anything else? Any guys? Thank you very much,
And
and
if you need your
it's
boards, come
execution
and get
time,
them.
time to make it happen.
Send them through you.
Oh, wait,